Hello, I'm Lisa Bald and I teach second grade at Grantwood Elementary. In today's session, you're going to be learning about what summer learning loss is and how we can prevent that from happening to your child. School is out, so now what? Let's begin with a short video about what summer learning loss is and the impact it can have on students.
Let's look at two children, one from a middle-income family, the other from one of the millions of low-income American families. As the two kids head off to kindergarten, look what happens. The middle-income child starts out with a 6-month lead. The low-income child is already falling behind because of a lack of access to early reading and preschool education. During their year in kindergarten, in the same school and classroom, the two children will learn at about the same rate, so we'll move them both forward 9 months. But look what happens in that first summer between kindergarten and first grade. Our middle-income child moves ahead about a month in reading because learning of one kind or another continues over the summer. The low-income child falls back about 2 months. So when school begins again, when they go back for first grade, the gap between them has already widened. During first grade, again, they move ahead at about the same rate, another 9 months. That next summer, the activities and lifestyle of the middle-income family keep that child moving forward. But the low-income child has fewer opportunities to reinforce good habits like reading, and that child falls farther behind. Then we come to second grade, and again, our two children learn at the same rate. But the summer after second grade sets our low-income child back again, and our middle-income child moves forward again, and the gap widens again. By just the third grade, the two children are already far apart. By the end of fifth grade, the gap between the children is 2.5 to 3 years. It will keep growing through middle school. So you see, without addressing what's happening during the summer, it is impossible to ever catch up. It's impossible to close the gap. No matter how much high-quality learning goes on from September to June, every year the gap widens.
So in that video, they talked a lot about the impact that your economic status has, and it is a large barrier to be low income. However, it's not the only barrier, and those are not the only students at risk for summer learning loss. Having parents that are working can be a barrier. Having students that go to daycare all day can be a barrier. And the coronavirus pandemic has become a barrier to being able to do the learning experiences that students need. So today we've talked about why summer learning is so important in order for our students to continue to maintain or hopefully even grow over the summer all that they've learned throughout the school year. Now let's look at some resources that we've put together for you about how you can prevent this from happening to your child and help your child continue to grow. We have put together a website for you. It's important, and there's this infographic here full of lots of data about what's going on. Some things that can have a positive impact on your child is just having guidance and care by parents. Having parents that are involved, talking with their students and their children over the summer is critical to helping children continue to develop over the summer. If you spend 2 months focused on a skill that is maybe difficult for your child, there can be a chance for real improvement shown. And then being consistent, continually asking students to learn will continue to make that growth. If you decide to just take a longer break, that's when we see that backtracking for students. An average of 2.6 months is lost in math skills typically for a student, just because we're not practicing our problem solving and math skills that we did during the year, and 2 months in reading. And again, usually students might read here and there over the summer, but they're not getting that daily 15 to 20 minutes like we would ask them to do, at least that during the school year. Let's look at some things that we can do to continue to help our child over the summer. So here are some ideas to prevent summer learning loss. One is to join a summer reading program. Public libraries throughout your area have summer reading programs. They're even online, and it's a fun way to incentivize reading and make your child more engaged and eager to read. Set aside some time to simply review math skills and reading skills that they learned during the school year. Play some unplugged family games that build number sense. This is a great way to practice math with your child not even realizing they're doing some learning. Games like Farkle or Addition More, Greedy are all linked in this website, but feel free to do some others. Chutes and Ladders, games where they roll dice like Sorry and they have to jump spaces. Those all build number sense. You can also develop their spatial skills for geometry by doing things like blocks and tangrams, Legos, origami, things like that. You can take trips to museums, zoos, nature sites, and while the COVID-19 response has kind of limited some of those, many of those places have digital field trips or access to resources that you can continue learning, or have social distancing measures in place that you may still be able to go visit. Notice here it doesn't say just go and attend, but also talk about it as a family. Talk with your child about the things that they saw, did, or learned. Choose some summer camps with STEM, with math and science. If you cannot go to one, there are some virtual summer camps. There are also ways to create your own. They're linked into the website here, and at that link, you can find a way that you can bring summer camp to you. Some fun, cost-effective experiments and activities that you can do with your child. And then let your child explore something that's of interest to them. Maybe there's a historic event or a famous person or an invention of some kind that they're really interested in. Let them read about it. Let them write about it. Have them build, create, draw. All of those things will help them continue to grow and learn. One resource that is very effective for parents and families is this Wide Open School, and it's embedded here right in our page. You can just simply mark that you're a family and that you are what age group you are. There are things that you can watch. So these are videos that you can do. There are also things that you can, like a daily schedule that will help you if you're looking for how to schedule your day's learning. There's activities for learning at home. There are reading, writing, math, science, social studies, social emotional skills, so students can continue to talk about how they feel and what's the correct way to respond to those feelings are really important at this time, especially as they've been away from their family and friends and in a different environment than they're used to. Continuing to get moving, being fit and active, keeping your body healthy helps keep your brain and mind healthy. Art and music, life skills, things like cooking, embed a lot of the skills that we work on in school. Reading a recipe, adding and subtracting fractions with math, and even have students write their own recipes would be a great way to continue all those skills within your own house. Virtual field trips, as I talked about, are embedded here. So if you can't go to a museum or science center, nature center, this is a way that you could bring it into your home. English language learners, if you want your child to continue to be practicing speaking English and using English, that's a great resource for you. If your child receives extra supports during the school year and you're missing out on those over the summer, there's also resources here for learning differences. We know not everyone has the same access to internet and devices. So if you can get to this website using your phone, then you can click here and find some ways that you can get affordable and reliable internet and devices within your household. And then there are also other family services as well. What I'm hoping you're gaining from this is the understanding that continued learning over the summer is critical. And throughout these different sessions and webinars, you'll find different resources that your child can access or that you can access in order to continue to learn and grow over the summer. It might be as simple as trading out an hour of cartoons and sitcom TV for an hour of educational documentaries and PBS television shows that encourage learning and education. If you have any questions about the resources that we've shared about summer learning and summer learning loss and the impact it has on your child, please reach out to your child's teacher or to myself. Again, I am Lisa Bald. I teach second grade at Grant Wood Elementary, and I hope you have lots of fun continuing to learn over the summer. Thank you for joining us today.